What is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. Let's start today's video off with a recent physique update from former Mr. Olympia Derek Lunsford ahead of the 2025 Arnold Classic. And Derek recently mentioned on his YouTube channel that he's weighing 247 pounds, which is pretty impressive for a guy that was a 212 competitor not too long ago. But going into this upcoming Arnold, I have very high expectations for Derek Lunsford. As I said weeks ago, second place at worst. Samson is a very tough guy to challenge. I'm not expecting Derek to come in and get the win, but I do think we are going to see a bigger and better version of Derek than we saw with the O. Now in the next update of the day, we have a recent update from the Giant Killer Shaun Clarida. And in the caption of this post, Clarida said, "Giants will fall." And since Shaun started working with Boss of Outlaw, his physique just looks so much better in my personal opinion. I think the Shaun Clarida that we've seen this Arnold Classic prep is the best Shaun we've ever seen, and I don't see any reason for him not to bring his absolute best to the Arnold, which he is a wild card for. Shaun is pound for pound probably one of the most muscular guys on stage, considering the fact that he's 5'2", but going up against some real giants here. Andrew Jacked, Samson Dowda. I'm going to put out my Arnold Classic predictions here pretty soon, so I don't want to give them out early, but you guys let me know in the comment section below, what are your expectations for the Giant Killer? Looks like he's going to come in at his all-time best. And credit to Shaun for the midsection control here. Over the past couple of years, we've seen a few slip-ups with him pushing size a bit to challenge Keone. Now in the next update of the day, we have a recent update from the butcher Brett Wilkin, who is close to 280 pounds. Really like what I'm seeing from Brett here. So when I look at Brett's physique, he's a guy that came from men's physique to classic to 212 to open. At least over the past 2 years, it seems like he struggled a little bit to put on size and maintain it. But since now working with the new coach, I'm confident that Brett will be able to add size and keep it on. And as competitive as open bodybuilding is today, Brett is going to need to add as much lean mass as possible. Now switching over to 212, we have a recent update from our current reigning two-time 212 Olympia champion Keone Pearson, who is currently sitting at 228 pounds. And honestly, if I did not know that Keone was a 212 competitor and I just saw this physique, I would assume that he's an open class bodybuilder. And there's something else that gives Keone a big advantage. Even on show day when he competes at 208, 209, he looks like he's 220, 225. No telling how many titles this guy's going to try to rack up in 212 before finally moving up to open. Maybe Shaun Clarida can make it interesting this year. I mean, who knows? And next up, let's talk about Sam Sulek, who recently won his first bodybuilding show and should be competing in the Amateur Arnold. Now, a little bit of background before we get into this update. I do know that Sam is an absolute superstar, but prior to this show, I considered him to be more of a fitness influencer than a bodybuilder. I actually know absolutely nothing about this guy except he was signed to Hostile and he no longer is for whatever reason. Now, for a first bodybuilding show, this is an incredible physique, and this is definitely not an Instagram bodybuilder. I'm seeing a lot of people saying future Mr. Olympia, top 6 Olympian, comparing him to Chris Bumstead. I think that's a bit of a stretch for anyone during their first show. But I have to say, this is a lot more impressive than what I would have expected to see from him. Upper body is crazy, great vacuum, great conditioning. I'm also going to give Sam credit for his posing. It's not perfect, but honestly, even as an amateur, this is better posing than I see from some pros at the Mr. Olympia. No offense, of course, just being completely honest. His first show, but of course the legs definitely need to come up, especially the hamstrings. His conditioning looks great. I think in his front shots, he just isn't sitting on the quads properly to show the separation. But at some angles, we can see that the quads are striated. So I think this is more of a posing issue as far as separation in the quads. And also nerves play a factor as well. But pretty impressive for a first showing. And I do not consider him to be a fitness influencer anymore after this showing. Do you guys want to see more updates of Sam, or maybe not? I think he's pretty cool. Now next up, we do have a recent update from Stephane Matala, who is just absolutely massive right now. Really just shows how much this guy was holding his physique back by competing in the classic physique division. Not sure exactly when Stephane is going to compete, but I'm pretty sure he should be making his open debut this year, and I'm excited for it. Last time I checked, he was over 280 pounds. Pretty sure he's still over 280. Now, in the next update of the day, we do have a recent update from Wesley Vissers. It's just 2 weeks out of the Arnold Classic, and Wesley is expecting to come in and repeat his Arnold Classic win from last year. Gonna be very tough to do, but I'm glad that Classic Physique is interesting. We have Wesley, we have Mike Summerfield, and do not count out Michael the Bull, who just placed ahead of Wesley Vissers at the Mr. O. But even with that being said, I'm going to give you guys a spoiler. I think Classic Physique is going to be a two-man show. But let's go ahead and wrap up today's video here with the archive of the day. You guys let me know in the comment section below, who is this legendary bodybuilder. And as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. And if you have not done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And over the last few months, uploading has been a little bit up and down, but I promise you guys, very soon, updates are going to be a lot more consistent. Very, very consistent. I'm Chris Shaun from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.